It's a genuine head turner, guaranteed to attract attention anywhere you go. It's instantly recognisable and marks the return of the modern muscle car to Australia. This is the Ford Mustang convertible. The Mustang lineup, it's pretty simple. There are two body styles, the fastback or the convertible, and two engine choices, a 2.3 litre four-cylinder EcoBoost or the thumping 5 litre V8. Now the V8 technically qualifies as a muscle car. This, however, is the EcoBoost and therefore by definition, technically a pony car. But thousands have already been ordered right across Australia, with the sales definitely skewed towards the V8 fastback. In convertible guise, the V8 or the GT is actually $11,500 more before on-road costs than the EcoBoost. While if you're going to go the EcoBoost fastback over the convertible, you'd save $9,000. So is the EcoBoost worth the saving, and is the convertible worth the premium? From the outside, they look pretty much identical. It's got that long sloping bonnet, automatic HRD headlights, rain-sensing wipers, strong bold lines down the side, and it flares out at the hips. 19-inch wheels, although on the GT the rear tyres are actually a little bit wider. It's about 4.8 metres long, 1.9 metres wide, and stands about 1.4 metres tall when you got the roof up. The design certainly pays homage to its history and the original Stangs of 50 years ago.
A sleek companion convertible model for those who feel that Mustangs are for riding in the open.
Around the back here, that distinctive Mustang shape with the vertical LED tail lights. One of the only two ways to tell these two cars apart visually is this badge. The EcoBoost has the pony, the GT gets a GT badge. They get the same dual exhaust tips and even the same cool pony puddle lights. When it comes to the boot, it's a little bit awkward. You've got to hit the button down here and then open it up here. 324 litres of space, which is actually pretty decent. Those rear seats though, they don't fold, and there's no ski port either. So what you see is what you get. Under the floor, no full-size spare, no space saver, but you do get a puncture repair kit. You could just get away with squishing two adults in the back here. Knee room is going to be a little bit tight unless the driver and the front passenger are prepared to give you a little bit of leeway. But the back seat is nice and wide, and these bucket seats are really firm and quite comfortable. If you're going to make a 4-seat convertible, at least make the rear seats usable, and I think the Mustang scrapes through in this regard. Obviously with the roof on, headroom is going to be impeded, but I don't have that problem right now. Up the front here, it's the same story as the exterior. All the variants have an identical specification and they're pretty well kitted out. You've got an 8-inch colour touchscreen with Ford's Sync 2 system that controls your phone, navigation, entertainment and climate. There's Bluetooth integration, and you can hook up your iPod and listen to your music through the 9-speaker sound system. It's got a rear view camera and a tyre pressure monitor, but no digital speedo. Both the driver and the front passenger seats are heated and cooled. And these little toggles down here, they look pretty cool, but you can also change your driving mode through normal, sport plus, racetrack, and even snow or wet weather. You can change your steering feel with this button through normal, sport and comfort. It's got push button start and cruise control. Now these cup holders are in the worst place possible. It's not so bad in an automatic, but in a manual, your drinks are going to be right in the way. Now the piece de resistance with any convertible is of course the roof. Now, this is electric, but it does have a manual lock. It's a handle that you have to kind of pull and flick, which does kind of kill the cool factor a little bit, I think. You also have to be fully stationary for it to work. There are plenty of other convertibles out there that the roof will open and close at up to 50 kilometres an hour. So if you're stuck in traffic and the weather's looking a little bit dodgy, it's not always going to be convenient. Now these seats, they're okay. It takes a little while to get comfortable, and the driving position is quite low, so it takes a bit of getting used to. I actually prefer the back seats, but you can't drive from back there. Out on the road, it's instantly obvious that this is a lot quieter than the V8. It just doesn't have that audible presence. Now the convertible is only available with a 6-speed automatic transmission, but in the fastback you can also get a 6-speed manual. Instead of relying on torque, the engine tends to call on the gearbox to swap down a gear or two, and the gearbox can be a little bit slow, particularly when you're changing from reverse to drive and vice versa. The steering is quite good, though it can feel a little bit heavy at times, even in comfort mode, but I quite like it in sport mode. It really makes the car feel like it should. Speaking of those driving modes, I have spent a lot of time just taking it easy and cruising around in comfort mode with the sports steering. The Sports Plus mode is a bit of fun. Watch it though, if you scroll through and hit the racetrack mode, it does turn traction control off. The turning circle is a bit of a shocker. It's well over 12 metres and it certainly feels like it. There are plenty of other bigger cars and even some vans that do a lot better job of it. The ride is quite comfortable. Can be a little bit firm, but it's definitely not as rigid as some of the other convertibles. You do get that movement reflecting the road surfaces coming up through the structure. Whether the roof is on or off, you get noticeable shimmying through the windscreen over bumps, and that also makes the rear vision mirror shake as well. It is a bit disappointing that you don't get some of the more modern safety features like blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning, or forward collision warning. Fuel economy is acclaimed 9.4 litres per 100 kilometres. Now we've driven this about maybe 600 Ks in the past week and we've seen around about 10.6 litres per 100 Ks. This really is such an enjoyable thing to drive and it really does attract so much attention. People have been yelling out of their car windows or just gawking at it and taking photos no matter where we've gone. The Ford Mustang comes with a 3-year, 100,000 kilometre warranty with a lifetime cap price servicing plan at pretty reasonable prices. And don't forget, you also get that free loan car while your car's being serviced. So despite the warranty not being overly impressive, you are looked after when it comes to servicing. If money weren't an option, I would take the V8 convertible, probably in that dark grey that Ford call magnetic, or even that fabulously bright triple yellow. You would, however, save thousands up front by opting for the EcoBoost. And then there's the ongoing fuel costs as well. The Mustang is all about the look and the presence of the car on the road. It almost doesn't matter what's under the bonnet. Around the back here, that distinctive Mustang shape with the vertical LED tail lights. The dog's eating his face. Okay.